In the early 1600s, two simple images of the Virgin Mary were sent from Brazil to Argentina. They were meant to travel north to Sumampa, a quiet town. But along the way, something miraculous happened. The oxen pulling the cart stopped and refused to move. Nothing worked until one of the statues were taken off. That statue stayed behind the Lujan River and became Our Lady of Lujan, the heart of a national devotion. The other statue continued on to Sumampa, where she too became beloved to her children. In this video, we are seeing the beautiful history of Our Lady of Lujan and Our Lady of Sumampa. In the 1600s, a faithful Catholic farmer emigrated from Portugal and arrived in the northern town of Sumampa in the province of Santiago del Estero, Argentina. When he settled there, he felt deeply saddened to see that Catholic faith was not widely known or practiced in his new community, and so he decided to build a small shrine or chapel to the Blessed Virgin Mary on his own property that he owned. For the statues to place in the chapel, he wrote to a friend in Brazil and asked him to send a statue of the Virgin Mary. The friend in Brazil wanted to be sure that he chose the right statue of Our Lady for the chapel and that his friend would like it. He was stuck choosing between two statues. One statue showed the Virgin Mary holding the child Jesus, and the other statue represented the Immaculate Conception. Not knowing which one would be more suitable, the farmer's friend decided to send both statues, and he sent both. On the way, the men of the caravan stopped at a man named Don Rosendo's estate near the Lujan River for the night to get some rest. The next morning, when the men began to resume their journey, the oxen that carried the cart would not move. Thinking that the cart was too heavy and the oxen might need some rest, the men of the caravan began to remove some of the cargo. But no matter how much they removed from the cart, the oxen still refused to move. They even took down both statues of the Virgin Mary, hoping that would help, but it made no difference. So they carefully placed the statues back on the cart. Then they decided again to remove some of the cargo, and this time when they removed one of the box that had the statue of Our Lady of the Immaculate Conception, to their great surprise, the oxen began to move without resistance. At that moment, it became clear to the men that Our Lady had chosen to remain in that place. So the men carefully entrusted the statue of Our Lady of the Immaculate Conception to the man Don Rosendo, who led them the before night to take shelter in his place near the Lujan River. And the other statue, the second one of the Madonna and Child, continued its journey to Sumampa. It eventually arrived in Sumampa just as originally intended, and the farmer who ordered the statues eventually built a chapel in her honor. Over time, many people came to believe that the Madonna offered special protection to travelers, ranchers, and the poor, and people began to dearly call her Our Lady of Consolation, also Our Lady of Sumampa. And Our Lady of Sumampa became known for many small miracles, healings, and answered prayers through the centuries. People believed she protects cattle, brings rain during drought, and watched over those who live far from cities. She is very beloved in the province of Santiago del Estero, where every year many pilgrims come to her shrine in Villa Sumampa to honor her with processions and masses. In 1983, Pope John Paul II officially declared Our Lady of Consolation of Sumampa the patroness of transport workers in Argentina. And on November 21, 2009, the statue of Our Lady was canonically crowned. It is Pope Benedict XVI who blessed the crown on May 2007. In part 2 of this video, we will see the complete history of Our Lady of Lujan. Thank you so much for watching.